Hello everyone, welcome to Milo e-learning. Today we're going to be doing some geography. It's for grade 6 and the topic is on trade. Now let's look at the meaning of trade. Trade basically means the selling and receiving of goods. Now it basically means exchanging something or receiving something else in return. Now we exchange goods or we can exchange services. We can also barter, and barter means the swapping of goods of equal value. And value basically means how much something is worth. Now let's look at Africa. There's two types of trade in Africa. We have goods that are imported. Imports mean basically things that are manufactured in another country and brought into Africa. So these goods are basically things like oil, electrical goods, factory machines, and medicines. Now, trade can also be exported. So this means that they are goods that are going out of Africa. That means that South Africans make products and it is sold to other countries. And these goods are basically iron, gold, fruit, and car parts. Now, let's look at what people trade. So, people basically trade two types of products. They trade primary products, which is raw materials, or manufactured products, which are secondary products. Now, raw materials are basically taken from the land and ocean, and it is in its natural state. It has not been changed in any way. Then we get manufactured products. So, manufactured products are something that is changed or processed, and this comes from farming, mining, forestry, and machines. So, basically, they take raw materials and they change it into manufactured products. So it is produced into another product. Now, South Africa basically exports 75% of its natural products to another country. Now, these products are in its natural state. Now, people also trade skills and services. So, a service is basically something that you do for other people. And dentists, teachers, doctors, lawyers, technicians all offer services. They develop a skill set and they impart their knowledge to other people. Now, if we look at manufactured products basically help the economy to develop. Manufacturers hire other people, they provide jobs, and they take their profit and they reinvest it into their business. Now, the economy is enhanced through the taxes. The taxes come from the people that work for the manufacturer and also from the business itself. Now, the reasons why, you remember I told you previously that South Africa exports 75% of its natural products. The reason why they do that is that other countries basically pay their workers less. That means higher profits. They have good infrastructure. That means, for example, that they have a good transport system. They have better machinery to make the products. They have good buildings and a good network to basically manufacture these products. Now, when a product is made, there are costs involved, and these costs are basically labor, transport, processing, equipment, packaging. All these costs are added to the product and then it is sold. Now let's look at skills and services. Now, as I told you previously, a service is something that you do for other people. And people like doctors, lawyers, teachers, plumbers, electricians, plumbers, bakers, cleaners, they all offer a service. Now, they go to colleges and universities to develop a skill set. And this skill set basically allows them to ask for higher prices and for their services that they are offering because they are educated and they have skills in what they are doing. So they are actually called professionals. Now, we have two types of trade. We have fair trade and unfair trade. Now, we have an organization that promotes fair trade. And the role of this organization is basically to help the farmers attain better prices for the goods that they are manufacturing or the goods that they are sowing. Like, for example, farmers this organization helps them to get better prices for their goods. Now, it also helps them to create better infrastructure. It helps them to get loans from banks to expand their businesses. It helps them with getting technical assistance and they develop their community projects. Now, one of the things that they can do is basically set up corporates so that the groups can work together and they can set pricing and not devalue their products. That means that they will be able to sell their goods below market value. So they teach them and empower them to demand better prices from companies that they are selling their goods to. Now, for you to identify a product that has been traded fairly, they have a fair trade logo. That means when you buy a product and it has this logo on it, it means that the people have not been exploited in any way, workers were paid fairly, and their goods were sold at a good market value. Now, the characteristics of fair trade are basically the workers are allowed to join trade unions. It encourages protection of the environment. It discourages the use of poisonous pesticides. It provides decent working conditions for people. They do not use any child labor and also they pay fair wages. And don't forget that is the logo for fair trade. Now let's look at the characteristics of unfair trade. Now these characteristics are people work in really poor conditions and also if they are living like on a farm, they live in poor conditions as well. Now, the workers are not allowed to join any trade unions. Now, sometimes in unfair trade, people twist facts. Like, for example, they don't tell you the truth about the products and they give you false information, and that is part of unfair trade. Also, businesses use dishonest or corrupt methods to make money and they treat their workers harshly. So sometimes, even in businesses, people use dishonest practices to gain promotions as well. So it doesn't only have to be about products. Now, let's look at work and exploitation and the characteristics of people being exploited. They work in unhealthy or dangerous conditions in and in their workplace. They are underpaid or they are overpaid, and sometimes they are even treated badly. They are not given any health care or sick leave. They work long hours and are paid low wages, and also they use child labor. Now, I did this video basically as revision for geography for when you are writing your exam. Now, when you are going to write your exam, remember that you must relate the information to the case study that they give you. And also, all these points that I gave you in this video are basically points. Now, when you are asked to write a paragraph, you have to take all the points for each section and expand on them by explaining. That means you must give a reason for each point. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. You learned a lot from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a lovely day. Bye, everyone.